Welcome to the first in a very long time Q&A here on the RC Sailors. And if you're unfamiliar, I'm Nate.
And I'm Abby.
And we're the RC Sailors. This little guy is Popeye. And first and foremost, I saw probably 50 comments or 50 questions through the...
That's an exaggeration.
Well, quite a few asking, how's Popeye? Is he still even alive? Of course he's alive. And how's he doing? He's very happy, very healthy. He's like 9, almost 10 years old now, and he is
He's
just
9. He just turned 9.
Okay, just as energetic as always. He's running to get a toy now, and anytime we do take him out to do RC, he chases planes still. So Popeye's doing great. But this video is kind of like just a catch up with the RC Sailors. We have some really huge, exciting news that we want to share with you guys. And we'll get to that very, very soon. And then also, this is a Q&A we posted on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube for you guys to submit your questions, things you've just been dying to know. And we're going to get to as many of those in today's video as possible. I think, Abby, we should just get right to the big, exciting news right here at the beginning of the video. And we'll just lead off strong so everybody knows what's going on.
Well, after 2.5 years of infertility after our first child, Amelia, and 1 miscarriage, we are expecting.
Yeah.
I didn't think I could hide it much longer. Some of you guys left some interesting comments about the way I look.
Noticing Abby's changes, we'll just say. A bit more forward than I would be, but okay. But she does look great, doesn't she? And she's glowing and definitely got that mom look going, and
thank you.
In the best way possible. Very beautiful. So yeah, we have Amelia. She's our number 1, and she's
almost 4.
Almost 4, and she's awesome. We weren't sure if you happen to hear that's Popeye going up and downstairs. Sometimes I'll text our top tier patrons some family updates and that kind of thing, which is really nice. But this is very exciting because how far along? By the time you see the video, it might be a little different.
I think by the time you guys see it, I'll be 12 weeks.
Close to, yeah.
Or
so
maybe almost 13. You know. I'm not really sure on our schedule yet, but yeah. Just to answer some of your all's questions, I've gone to the doctor twice now. Interesting story. The first time we went to the doctor was actually a little bit of an emergency. We were at RC Fest and had another possible, I knew I was pregnant. We had another possible miscarriage scare. We ran home on Sunday, and we were at my doctor's Monday morning as soon as possible, and we heard a heartbeat. And so everything was okay.
There was a really nice couple that sat with us at RC Fest with words of encouragement. They did not know that news at the time. That was hard to get through. And a lot of people actually came up to us at RC Fest, and even a couple at Axial Fest, and told us like, hey, we're sorry about everything you've been going through. And at the time, we told maybe a couple people, but we really didn't tell anybody. Like,
no, we didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell anybody. Not at RC Fest.
Yeah, I don't know if we told anybody. So you're right, RC Fest, I don't think we did. But
so then I just went to the doctor again today, and they did the Doppler on my stomach, and they couldn't find the heartbeat.
Which is a 50-50 thing, according to the doctor.
According to him at this point. Which about sent me into tears. Nate could just see it in my face.
Yeah.
But they got the regular ultrasound out, and
saw another
got
heartbeat.
Some new pictures and saw the heartbeat, and we got head and body and legs and arms. And
people ask us all the time, when are you going to expand the RC Sailor family? And well, we've been trying. It's just...
We're not very good at it, I guess.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but just the numbers are, it's coming when God wants it to. So really so we're blessed and hopeful that this all goes well. Amelia, everything seemed to go really well.
Other question I know people are going to ask is, when are you due? We're due in January. Do you want a boy or a girl?
When Amelia was born, I really wanted a boy because I thought I'd be a better dad to a boy. I didn't think I could handle being a dad to a baby girl at all. But now that she's here, I absolutely love being a dad to a little girl. It's really awesome. She's hysterical too. She makes me laugh every day. She's very uplifting and just comical. She's a handful too, but she's so much fun. But now that we have a girl, it'd be kind of cool to have a little boy, go fish. She is such a girl. She hates bugs. She screams when she sees an ant and runs.
She loves accessories and dress up and all that stuff.
So it'd be nice to have a little boy that maybe likes to get his hands dirty and go fishing and stuff.
But money-wise and things from her and that I've kept, what I've been able to keep.
If it was a little girl.
We're set. It's a girl, plus all our nieces are girls. So we don't have nephews.
Yeah.
So we have the hand-me-downs on the girls' set, but
and on Abby's
either way, we're just excited to be expanding our family.
On your side of the family, this would be the first little boy of this generation too.
Yeah.
So with like 8 little girls or something, right?
It's a
so
lot.
Having said that, we know there's a lot of people out there that watch our videos, even quietly, that usually don't comment and stuff, but really care about us, and we care about you too. But a lot of times, you know, these relationships are kind of funny when it's on YouTube, because you guys get to see us. We come into your house all the time on your TV or your phone or whatever, but we don't really get to have the conversation with you. But there are a lot of people that do care about us and our family, and we're only saying this and we're offering this because we know there will be people to ask. If you don't feel this way, that's totally fine. If you're here just for the RC content, that's awesome. But there are some people that
and we'll get to the RC Q&A here in a minute.
And that's coming. But we will have, and Abby's been working really hard on this, an Amazon registry linked in the description box and in a pinned comment. So if you want to help us out, because actually the bills are already hitting us with it's very expensive.
Plus we have a very high deductible, and
super high.
We're getting 2 deductibles. We're going to get the pregnancy deductible for 2022 and then the delivery deductible for 2022.
So we're getting hit twice hard, and it's way higher this year than when Amelia was born. So not saying anyone has to in any way at all, but we did do the Amazon registry. I feel like that's one of the best ways to support us through this, because
plus we have our P.O. box, so if you want to send any other gifts, you can send it to our P.O. box. And if you want to support us maybe more directly without gifts, Patreon is always a great option.
It's good. Patreon's great because they take so little. Like, there are some people that have different ways of supporting, and even the platform that we're on right now with this video offers a way to support, but they take a huge chunk of what you guys would donate. So we like to suggest Patreon if you want to just do like financially supportive, because they take only like 5% or something like that. It's very small compared to other things. But the Amazon registry is there, and that's probably the best way to do it. So it's linked in the description box. Also,
I know I'm thinking of questions that people ask us when they find out we're pregnant. What does Amelia think? We have not told Amelia yet, so if you see us, Amelia does not know yet.
Yeah.
You know, just with the miscarriage, we actually had a farther along miscarriage happen in my family last year, and we saw how that impacted their daughter, which granted, she was a lot older, but we just wanted to kind of get a little bit farther and maybe find out the gender before we told her, and that way we can kind of prep her and kind of make it as smooth of a transition as possible for her. Yes. But I'm sure she'll be excited. She wants a little buddy to play with.
So it's big news for us. As far as the channel goes, we, as long as it's a good, happy, healthy baby, we don't think it will impact, we hope not, the flow of content that you guys see. I mean, we've made it through our first daughter.
Yep. We're just really excited that God has blessed us with this. Even with the miscarriage that happened in February, it was really hard to get through, but if it wasn't for God just kind of lifting us and reminding us that He's there for us, He's got a plan for us, it probably would have crushed both of us. It was really hard to deal with. But,
it was hard on me, but exceptionally hard on Abby.
But as soon as the miscarriage was over, like 6 weeks later or 8 weeks later, a really short time span later, we got a positive pregnancy test, and we just couldn't believe it. It was crazy. I
was very surprised. Totally caught off guard with that. Even actually the February miscarriage one, I was pretty caught off guard with that too. So that's probably enough updates.
I think so.
Let's get to the Q&A portion, so that people can have fun, maybe getting a shout out with their question answered.
I figured we'd start on YouTube, because you know,
this is where we're at. YouTube.
This is where it's all started. We did a community post, so if you don't have that feature turned on your subscription feed, that's where you would have seen that. Sometimes I think those pop up on the home feed, but subscription feed's where it's at. This one's from Logan Roll. How did you get into reviewing RC vehicles? I mean, just a lot of hard work. I think this is a really good like question to really answer for like our YouTube channel in general. But just a hobby turned into kind of like a career-ish, you know? Like, it was just a ton of hard work. Abby and I wanted to share a hobby together. Yes. So we sold my Hoyt compound bow to buy a couple RC cars. We thought it'd be fun to make some videos of them on YouTube because we had absolutely no extra money to our names and just something to do. Something just to fill the time with no intention to make money at all. I thought maybe someday an RC company maybe would want to send us some tires or a battery or something, but that was it.
months and months and months later, I realized you can make a little bit of money doing this.
4 cents the first month.
4 pennies the first month on YouTube. That's exactly right.
That was before they had a cap on having to have certain milestones before you could monetize.
And I saw the potential, and after a ton of time went by, a year and a half or something, I said, Abby, wouldn't it be really cool if we could use the internet to pay for the internet? So the goal was like $40 a month. If we could just use YouTube to make $40 a month, that'd be amazing, because it would self-sustaining internet, right?
And then it just kind of snowballed.
Yeah, companies took interest in us, and we realized the potential, and Abby and I, you worked full-time and I worked full-time, and we also filmed weddings and we were putting in 80 to 90 hours of work each per week for years to bridge the gap. There's a lot of people that say, well, I wish I could be like the Sailors, I wish I could do what they do, and you know, I don't know that they put the same hours in. It really takes a ton. You can be really dumb luck, but I think that's
rare.
More rare than probably hitting the lottery now. YouTube doesn't really say, you know, here, idiot, we're going to give you, you know, millions of views and pay you tens of thousands of dollars just because you uploaded a video.
No, that doesn't even happen anymore, because you would have to be monetized prior to that.
Yeah,
and you can't even have a viral video and make money off of it anymore unless you have an account already monetized.
I think YouTube just wants you to put in the hard work, and that's what it takes.
We've taken some crazy risk, and we still do with other adventures we have going on in our lives. And sometimes when I sit down and think about it, I'm like,
whoa,
what are we doing?
This is not what you know, the books tell you to do, so to speak.
Yeah, so every step of the way, it's been putting ourselves out there, taking risks, taking jumps, taking leaps of faith, and trusting in God, and just trying to have fun the whole way through. Jason Brickman asked, have you ever thought about having an RC Fun Festival and having the proceeds going to a charity of your choice?
So we have hosted an event before, actually, a couple times, and it's been a lot of fun, but a lot of work. And here's a news flash. Although we had 100 pilots there or something like that, and they came from all over the country, Texas and I think New York and Maine or something, really far distance just for our small little event we didn't make a penny. We actually lost money. And we sold a bunch of RCs just to help fund that event. So if we would have made money, sure. Also, side note, Abby and I have used our channel, the gifts that we have been gifted and the outreach that we have in the past to raise thousands of dollars for things like the giving tree or angel tree, some people call it, around Christmas time. A lot of you guys don't know this because we don't talk about it at all, but Abby and I help out local
organizations.
Just organizations.
Random organizations. Some people will come to us and say, hey, this person is going through a tough time. We're doing like a silent auction or Chinese auction.
So we'll donate 3 RCs.
Do you have anything you can donate? And we're like, yeah, sure. So we do things like that. We do it with legit organizations all the time, as much as we can. Plus, we do our own charitable contributions now. Yes.
So I know we don't get in front of the camera and say, look how much we're giving away. We're giving that away. And we're doing this and doing that. Please give us a pat on the back. We just kind of are doing it now. I made a video on our vlog channel one time showing, I went out and gave out $5 to different random people and tried to uplift their spirits, but I kind of got the wrong feel from that. I never felt like I was doing it to try to encourage other people to do good things too, but it also felt like if you do good things like that, you're not supposed to do it for a pat on the back or whatever.
Well, I don't think you were doing it for a pat on the back. You think you were doing it to inspire other people.
But a lot of people accused me of doing it for a pat on the back, and so I thought, you know what, I can still do nice things, and I don't have to film it.
And you do all the time.
Yeah,
so we both do, but I'm usually the more shy one, and I'm like, hey Nate, you see those person?
Yeah, I mean, you know what, if we've seen a person crying and run up and give them $5 or $10 just to say, you know, there is good out there. Just a reminder, a little bit of good. You know, imagine if you were out having a horrible day, one of your worst days ever, and a total stranger ran up to you and said, here's $5, just to remind you that there is good in the world, and it has, I know for a fact, it has made a positive difference. Even really small, nice gestures. So no plans on hosting our own event, although we do have plans on attending events. It's just a ton of hard work, and it takes a big network of people to do it, and it's just me and Abby, really, and we have a few friends that help us on some things like that, but and yes, if
it was up to us, we would just say, just come fly. But I don't know, when you get so many people, it seems like you have to have it more organized, and then like people want a piece of the action money-wise per se, and then it just starts getting really complicated after that, and then the fun wears off really fast for us.
Yep.
And so we're just like, you know what? Hosting our own event's not fun. So we're going to do something that we think is fun, because that's what our channel has been about this whole time. So we just like going to other people's events and having fun.
But maybe someday we'll host another event, but
no. I don't foresee that.
It's unlikely. So Riff Raff's RC asked about doing a live stream and a kit build and something.
We've done that in the past.
We moved. And now where we film our videos, the internet down here is awful.
Yeah, so, like I'm sitting here going back and forth from being on Wi-Fi to not being on Wi-Fi.
So we really can't do live streams here in our dedicated RC space. Rowland Fisher asks how we met.
Well, we met on eHarmony, believe it or not. Nate was in college in a major with mainly men, and I was in a mainly female major, and I had just gotten out of a bad breakup. Nate paid for eHarmony. I did not.
For 3 months.
Free communication weekend. I scammed the system.
Yep.
Sorry, eHarmony. Figured out.
I made money on me.
This was like 10, 11 years ago. Or actually like 12 now.
Yeah.
Figured out how to get my Facebook info on there, and Nate actually saw it and sent me a friend request, and then we just kind of went from there.
Like a week later, we met at Bob Evans.
Yep.
That was our first
date.
First date. That was fun.
And then who got who in the RCs? He also asked. Nate. We kind of already explained that, but Nate was in the RCs. He brought me into the hobby.
That's fun. Are you happy that you are in the hobby now?
Yeah. Adam Wolfie asked 2 questions. We'll answer his first one. How long do you think you'll keep doing YouTube?
I think you should answer that. We talk about it all the time.
Until YouTube is no more. Like, as long as we're able to do YouTube. I mean, we really have no plans on stopping. It's like our baby.
It's fun.
So
it's just fun.
You gotta keep up with it and nurse the baby, and it's just fun to see something we've built. So we don't have any plans of stopping. Now, we have started focusing some on other social media platforms, just to not put all our eggs in one basket. So we've grown our TikTok following over 100,000 subscribers in the last, or followers, I don't know what, Instagram. I hate Instagram.
It's all grown quickly.
In less than a year, I got over 100,000 on there, but it took me 7, 8, 9 years to build that, but that was the growth, 100,000 in a year. And then TikTok, we got 100,000 in a year, so we've been building those platforms, and we're on Facebook too, but I don't know who even
Meta, whatever.
Meta.
Hopefully we do this for a while.
Yep. Giles 1978, how do you see the evolution of your channel in the next 5 years? What would you like to develop to attract more people into the hobby?
This is how it's going to develop. It's going to go from this to this.
Do you really think so?
I hope not. I hope YouTube, the standard YouTube, stays horizontal.
I think it will, because everybody sees horizontally.
Yeah, I think this whole vertical thing is a fad.
You don't see like this. And so I just think that life looks more beautiful this way. I mean, on TV or everything looks better this way. But I'm sure, and I know they've already come up with TVs that can, right? Or is that just a
they rotate, but that's not very common. That's not necessarily what he means, but that was kind of a joke answer. I think that we really haven't changed who we are and what we do much in the last 9.5 years on YouTube. I think we've both matured.
I think we've gotten more real.
Definitely more real.
Less cringy, but still cringy.
Still cringy.
Just
Good
a
answer.
little less.
More like, I got gray, you got some gray. We both got life, right?
Yeah.
When we started our channel, we didn't know about life, Life hadn't hit us yet. And so I think a lot of people just thought, who are these two goobers, right? Uploading videos that they don't know anything about. I feel like I know my airplane stuff now. I feel like I know my truck stuff pretty good. Not as good as I know airplanes.
But I think we have goals and things that we would like to accomplish on the channel.
Yeah, okay.
But we're not people that like to disclose things that we want to see happen. What do they say? Like, a fool reveals their goals or their secrets or something like that, and a wise man keeps their mouth shut. That's some type of saying. I don't know. Maybe we'll put it on the screen when I'm trying to go for it. But we
I
do
get
have
that.
goals and things we want to do and adventures we want to bring you guys along, but we don't like to disclose that kind of stuff. Daniel Sexton, you two work amazingly well as a team. From the outside looking in, you spend a lot of time together.
We do.
Why are you two able to do this when most couples can't?
eHarmony, right?
Yeah, we filled out this questionnaire.
Yeah, we shop for
We
each
shop.
other. We're smart about it, right? Like you find someone at the bar or whatever,
Oh.
and that's fine, but you know, maybe it's not exactly
no, we
what
fight,
you're looking for.
we bicker, we fight all the
Yeah.
time. Some fights are worse than others. I feel like as we grow older, the fights get less like they're not as bad. But then every once in a while, you do have a bad fight.
Sure.
It happens. But yeah, we spend a lot of
all
time,
the time
together.
all the time. That's all the time is together.
And how do
No.
I think it works?
Someone's gotta bite their tongue.
Oh no, I lost my train of thought.
How do we work together so well?
I was saying
Or-
something.
And I said someone's gonna bite their tongue, and then the camera turned off.
We're together all the time. I mean, like, all the time. Like, we're rarely not in the same house or in the same car or in the same spot.
Yeah.
I don't think it gets old though, because when we're not apart, like, he's the first person I like want to tell every single detail about what I
me
just
too.
went through. I don't know. I think a lot of couples aren't on the same team, and like they're not working together toward the same goal, or like they lose that focus in their mind. Like they get to a point where it's like they're versing each other. They're, I don't know, I hate to say keeping score, but it's just like,
Yeah, that's good.
it's kind of like that. Just they're not on the same wavelength. They've forgotten what the whole goal of them getting married. Camera overheated. Put it in 1080p now, so maybe you'll see less gray.
Yeah.
A lot
Well,
of couples
don't share a common goal.
Yes, and so I think that's where the disconnect happens for a lot of people. And Nate and I argue, but I think at the end of the day, we remember that we're kind of on the same team, working toward the same goals. And then a lot of biting the tongue sometimes. And if it's worth it, bring it up at a later time when the person's not in a sour mood or something like that.
Pick your battles and give each other space when it's needed, especially because we work together and stuff as much as we do. And I think, honestly, I think the YouTube channel has been, I think all couples need to share a hobby together.
Yes.
And the YouTube channel has been our hobby,
Yes.
plus RC. It's RC plus YouTube.
Yes.
And that together has been a common goal that we can see grow with what work we put into it. It has been such a blessing. And you know, it doesn't have to be YouTube or Instagram or social media. You guys just go grab a frisbee.
Yeah.
Or
I feel like we have like one good conversation a day, just about.
like a unique, challenging, you know, mentally challenging. What do you
Well,
mean? What do you mean one conversation?
One good conversation just about like
We have a lot
what
of
we
them.
have going on and
Yeah.
life and
Yeah.
goals and just like constant communication.
Yeah.
So some people think we're weird for that. Some people think we're weird for spending so much time together.
Actually,
some people think like we control each other. We've had comments like that, like he's controlling or I'm controlling or whatever.
people hate us. Some people hate us because of the relationship
Yeah.
that we have, because other people don't have that
Or
relationship.
they don't get it. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's different. Like, how could they spend so much time together? I wish my husband wanted to spend time with me, or I wish my wife wanted to spend time with me. Well,
Or who in their right mind wants to spend that much time
give
with their
them
spouse?
a reason
Yeah.
to want to hang out with you.
Right.
I got a long list of people that want to hang out with me, but guess who I prioritize over that list of people?
Like
you.
if Nate wanted to come and talk to RC to me and I wasn't into the hobby and I just acted like I didn't care, like it would not work. And vice versa. If I had things that I cared about and he acted like he didn't care, and we do have outside things that we both care about.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk about it and he didn't care, it would be a problem. And so I think you guys just, I don't know. We don't have a perfect marriage
No.
at all, and I'm not saying that. Just like that's just what we
we've
do.
found a couple things that work, and
But we fight
if
all
we
the time.
can if we can share the things that work for us and it might help someone else, then that's what we're doing. We're not saying in any way, shape, or form that it's a perfect marriage.
Right.
But I love you.
Ugh.
So much cringe.
No, cringe. I hate you.
Ugh.
Remember that kiss back in the day?
Our, yeah.
Oh, I like this one. Kung Fu Ant. What's your favorite cheese?
Oh, you're the cheese fiend.
Me, that tastes good.
I think I like good Velveeta melted on. Now, we recently discovered, instead of putting American on, like, what were we making? Just cheese, eggs in the morning.
Yeah, or grilled cheese or whatever. We found sliced
Velveeta. It's so much better than
just
American.
Just like sliced American, but this is sliced Velveeta. It's very good. I like Colby Jack, and then I like...
Sharp cheddar.
No, what's that? It's not in the freezer section. They actually don't keep it in, or the fridge section. They keep it on like a shelf. I think it's like Swiss cheddar or something like that. Right. They don't keep it in the fridge section, if you know what I'm talking about. Very good stuff. Dexter, Eddy, are you both having a good summer?
Yeah, I think so.
Good summer. It just doesn't last long enough.
I wish summer was longer.
Yes.
not like summer as in kids out of school time or whatever.
Warm weather.
Just warm weather. You get stuff done. The day is long. The sun sets at 9 o'clock.
It's hard to do videos in the winter because the sun sets at
5,
4:30 sometimes when it's really bad.
It's crazy.
And so it just makes the day feel really rushed and stuff. And then plus I hate the cold. Absolutely hate it.
I mean,
batteries don't last as long in the cold. Aaron Zafrio, what speedometer do you use when you speed test cars?
We almost always link it.
Yeah, I just pick it up from Horizon. I'll have it linked in the description box below, and if I forget, which I probably will because this is really far into the video, someone tell us. CJ Calhoun, from all the RC vehicles tested, what are your personal favorites in each vehicle class, land, water, and air?
Oh, that's a huge question. Right now, my favorite plane to fly is this is probably surprise a lot of you, but my favorite plane to currently fly is the newest version of the Commander. It flies on 4S and it has the telemetry, and it is a blast to fly. It's very sporty, fairly agile. It could be a good trainer. It's amazing. It's gonna be like the Valiant. No one loves hyping it up except
me.
Except the people that know what we're talking about.
Except me, because that's my favorite.
It's like
that's my favorite airplane.
So I answered that for you, right?
Of course you did. You talk a lot.
So yeah, this is where I bite my tongue and everybody's happy. What's your favorite car?
Oh,
I'm looking at mine.
That's a hard one. It really, there's so many different categories.
Crawler, basher,
speedster. So
yeah,
there's just a lot of different kinds. But if I was just gonna grab something and go have fun, it would be like an all-terrain kind of thing. So I'm kind of leaning toward the Arma Creighton like 6S right now.
It's good.
Very good versatile vehicle. The Creightons are so hard to flip over, so you don't have to like go do the walk of shame and flip your car a bunch. Just a fun basher. So.
The Vortex, Arma Vortex. I'm looking at it. I love the Vortex. It's kind of like a small Creighton, really. I mean, if you really think about it, it's like stadium truck.
A little more affordable Creighton.
Yeah, 3S. It's a beast for 3S. For boats, no, listen, we have some really nice, big, crazy, powerful boats.
Probably gonna say the same thing.
I have the most fun on a boat that doesn't flip over a lot, or has like very little potential to flip over. So I've got two, and we can just each pick one. But the newest, what's that?
Oh, the new one.
Silver and pink one.
Oh yeah, what's that called?
You see
it?
Yeah.
It says Shreddy on it, but that's not the color scheme kind of thing. Yeah.
And then, if not
that's not what it's called.
Sonic Wake V2, easy.
Well, you said it doesn't flip over a lot, but when you gain speed, the Sonic Wake will flip.
It'll flip, but it flips back over.
That's my favorite. I like the speed on the water and to see just how crazy you can get it to wreck. Sonic Wake's where it's at.
But the boat that will never flip is the Shreddy.
Yeah, that thing's awesome.
And the black and gold version is, I call it the 007
yeah.
version. Those are nice. So I think that pretty much covers most categories. Crawlers, I like the Axial Wraith 1.9. That's my favorite. What's your favorite crawler?
Oh, I still like my Deadbolt. Actually, I have my Vatera Ascender still, and I brought it to a crawling course a couple months ago, and people were like,
what is that?
Where did you get that? Like, it's a classic now. So it's kind of fun as we continue in the hobby, and we're almost at 10 years on YouTube. Some of our favorites that we've kept around for so long are like classics now. That's how you know you're getting old. Cody Vandenberg asked if we're going to spend more time at Axial Fest next year. So I want to just address what happened with us at Axial Fest. We intended to spend all day Friday there, but I got sick, bad, pregnancy sick. And I was almost not even going to go to Axial Fest. We were in the hotel, and I was just going to send Nate. Then I decided to go, and Amelia decided to go, and I was feeling so...
Obviously, Amelia was going to go if you were going.
Well, yeah, I mean, we all went. Yeah. But I was feeling so cruddy, and we finally pulled in, like 1 o'clock?
It was late.
1 o'clock, because I was feeling so bad, and Nate was just trying to take care of me, because I don't get morning sickness, like, ever.
We haven't.
And I got it that day, and I think it was because we were staying in just not a very nice hotel. I mean, it was a nicer hotel. We paid a lot of money for it, actually. It was the most expensive hotel we stayed that weekend.
Too expensive.
But it smelled. It smelled so bad. And we had 2 nights there, and we left. And luckily, they didn't bill us for the second night. So I think that's why I got so sick, was just the disgusting smell. We got at Axial Fest at 1 o'clock. We got set up, and I was sucking on cough drops just to, like, have something in my mouth, because the dust was so bad. I mean, I should have known to expect that.
That was fine. It didn't bother me.
But being pregnant, and breathing that all day, and not feeling well, and being next to the bathrooms.
But again,
we were like right downwind of the bathrooms. That smell, like I was about to puke all day. So I think we packed up at like 5 o'clock.
She stayed in the shade to stay out of the sun.
Yeah, no one saw me unless you came to the tent.
And I got out and, I had a blast. And it was not as much fun because Abby and Amelia weren't with me. But if we could have like all gone as a family, but she's pregnant and struggling that day.
By 5 o'clock, I looked at Nate. I was like, we gotta go.
Yeah, so
I was like, I can't do it. So I'm sorry.
It was a quick in and out event.
But we gave away a lot of T-shirts and stuff.
Yeah, we did. We gave away a lot of these shirts actually. Yep.
And then actually the next day we went to Muncie, Indiana for the AMA Fun Fly, and I didn't even go. I couldn't even go. Nate went. I stayed in the hotel.
And that's never happened. We've never traveled to an event before.
And I just not go.
And her not go. Yeah. So it was a very different weekend of RC, but I had a blast. I got to talk to a lot of people. I made some friends, and got to put faces to people's names that comment.
Yeah, I was jealous.
When we go to an event, we always have a good time. Mm-hmm. So I'd be jealous if I.
But me and Amelia had a good time. We found a nicer hotel that didn't smell, and we had snacks and watched Nickelodeon all day long in bed. And then we played outside and got ice cream and stuff later that day. So
that was nice. When I got back, we had a good time. While she's looking up the next question, if you've never been to Axial Fest, I highly recommend it if you like crawling. If you don't like crawling, don't go, because it is just crawling. And it's just axials. You can't bring your TheRcSaylors TRX4. You've got to bring axial stuff only, or axial kits. They actually inspect the vehicles before you go. But it's really fun. It's really good people. And everyone's just kind of out. Very chill. It's a very relaxed event. It's not like $20,000 jets flying by. It's very relaxing to be there. A lot of hiking, a lot of moving around. It's not like there's little tiny crawling courses. You got to get out and go hit the courses. But it's fun.
We're just going to head over to Instagram now. Swan RC. Finish this. We are...
TheRcSaylors?
Marshall.
Oh.
Eric Rubin, would you consider flying an RC F-14 Tomcat? Been waiting on it for like 8 months now.
I'm pretty sure when this thing comes out, it's going to be it might be a great, maybe the best jet ever, but it needs to be memes and laughing stock of the RC community for being announced so early and released.
It was announced this winter,
before
right?
Christmas. Around Christmas time.
Maybe longer. I don't know.
It's bad.
Shipping issues. I mean.
I know.
They shouldn't have announced it. They shouldn't have announced it. Chip Larkin, chocolate or vanilla ice cream? If those are my only choices, it just depends on the day. But right now, I'd say chocolate.
Right now, I'd say chocolate. Probably because it's the end of the day, and we're like, we need something.
What is your favorite ice cream, though? Yours
Lately,
changes.
mine changes all the time. But if it's ice cream, that's root beer float. What's that like?
Those A&W things you found?
They're good.
They come in like,
it looks like a push-up pop.
Think like push-pop, but it's not a push-pop. It's in like a triangle.
It's like a reverse pyramid tube.
Yeah.
And you peel the top off, and then you let it thaw for like 30 seconds so it can like slide out of the tube. And it's like ice cream and root beer, frozen root beer, float. It's amazing. It's A&W, I think.
Yeah.
They're so good.
I like cookie dough. Can't have cookie dough.
I like cookie dough too. That's probably my all-time favorite.
Everything good in the world, I can't have it.
Vanilla or chocolate? Probably chocolate, but swirl's better. So
swirl, so mix.
And actually, that new the new strawberry frosty at Wendy's. I have an idea.
Oh yeah,
to see if they will. I'm going to ask.
This.
Will they mix
the chocolate and strawberry?
Chocolate and strawberry. That sounds amazing.
I feel like that would be really good.
If they would do it.
Something about Wendy's chocolate frosties.
They're good.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
RC for All asked, if you were able to design an RC vehicle for mass production, what would it be?
That's such a cool idea, because I've always wondered, like, we've done this for 10 years almost, and they did, like, the FT Radiant.
We're not as big as FT.
No, of course not, but I thought, what if some small person came to us one day and they were like, can we put your sticker on our plane and call it the TheRcSaylor glider? So I've thought about what would be cool, if I was going to make something for, like, production, I'd want it to be an airplane.
Sure.
Because that's what I'm into right now.
Sure.
And so I would want, like, this, probably like a P-51-esque sport flyer that's not actually a P-51 but kind of resembles it, but isn't a racer, not like a hotliner or a warmliner. I'd want it to be very sporty and fly similar to something like the Commander, where you can do slow stuff but also somewhat aggressive. And I'd want it to just be the craziest colors you've ever seen. 4-blade prop, high torque, at least 4S.
He's thought about this, I can tell.
Oh yeah, like I'm just picturing what's this like perfect airplane. And it would not be anything that resembles a real airplane. I want it to be new and not like, this is modeled after the 1939. Blah, blah, blah. I want it to be a non-existent, not real thing, but could be confused as, well, that could be a real plane.
Sure.
Yeah. Someday. That'd be awesome. RC for all. They're good people. What about you? Do you have any? Have you ever thought about, like, I want to make an RC? Or do you just think?
I've never really thought about the schematics or anything, but I think all the time, like, it would be really fun to take one of my favorite RCs and customize it for mass production, like with a body.
Can I add something to mine?
I guess.
I would I want. Here's even more important than that.
5 hours later.
Here's even more important than that airplane idea that I have. I want somebody to manufacture an electric smoke system for electric airplanes. I don't know why that doesn't exist. I've put some thought. I've put some thought into it, and I have some really good ideas. Like, if someone could just take a vape pen and amp it up in size, there you go. I mean, seriously.
How often do those vape batteries catch on fire? A lot.
I don't know about that.
Well, misuse.
I mean, you could say that about lipo or something, which they are lipos generally. Mm-hmm. That's what I'd like to see come to production that doesn't exist. Someone can take my idea and make $1 million off of it. I just want to buy one.
Diet Rich Edward asks, if you have an unlimited budget, what airplane would each of you choose to buy or build, and why?
If I had an unlimited budget, I wouldn't buy an airplane.
An RC airplane.
I don't know.
If I had an unlimited budget, I would build Nate a huge hangar space so he could start getting in gas.
And I would want gas so I could have smoke off the airplanes. That's like the dream. I just want some airplane to have smoke, and we don't right now have a space, this is Popeye's toy, for a large enough airplane that can do smoke and gas.
We have reached max capacity.
We are at max.
We're at more than max capacity.
We're always over max capacity a little bit, and so I'm constantly trying to either give some stuff away or sell it really cheap to a friend or something like that, just so I can make room for the next thing coming in.
Tall Guys RC, what other hobbies do you have that are non-RC related?
Okay, that's a good question. You go first. I've answered a lot of questions.
Well, when we have time, I like to read, but I don't get to do that too often. We like to go out and have family adventures, anything really. Mm-hmm. So lake, kayak, beach it up. I like vacationing, so that also requires an unlimited budget.
But lately we've learned vacationing is hard and expensive.
Everything's getting so expensive. It's kind of like taking the fun out of it. Is anybody else feeling that way? Like, you go to do something that you enjoy or do a vacation, and then you start looking at the prices and you're like,
this isn't fun anymore.
This is not going to be that fun. Like, we've taken Amelia to some arcades, and you'll do like $20-$30, and then you go swipe your card, and it's like, that game just cost $2. Are you kidding?
To drop a bouncy ball in a cage
for 5 seconds,
and it's done. Like, oh my gosh, we could go play with an RC, one RC, forever.
So, like, I think lately, just like things that we have that are like more self-sustaining. We have our side-by-side that we like to take out when we get a chance. Just things like that. Anything outside.
That's a good one. So that's a part of the hobby. Actually, like yard work and stuff. It's very like zen. Actually, I can't believe I call that a hobby, but it does consume a lot of my time. Yeah. So I enjoy that. I play piano when I have time. Usually that's more of a winter thing. I also play video games. I'm right now.
You've been playing your Switch lately.
I just decided to play some Switch, and I like it because to turn the console on, you eat up the TV. It might not be her thing she's wanting to. She'll sit on her.
Definitely not what the kid wants to watch.
No, that's right. She'll sit on her phone, and I might have a half hour at the end of the day. I can just kick the Switch on real fast.
Elsa's blaring on the TV.
And I can play a little, quick little round of Diablo or something like that. Mario Kart even. Just so tons of hobbies. Honestly, if other people enjoy it, I probably find some enjoyment in it too. But yeah, I like get my drone out and just fly really quick. But that's RC.
Okay, Facebook. Stan Mercer, which do you prefer, Red Cat Racing or ZD Racing? Everybody knows how I feel about ZD Racing.
Probably Red Cat's a little better.
It's Red Cat.
Red Cat's a better brand.
No questions.
ZD Racing does some fun, unique things sometimes, and I pull for them. Right? You can hate on them, or you can embrace them and say, let's go ZD Racing. Thanks for doing something unique. But Red Cat's the better brand.
Yoshi Shimoda, will there be an RC hangar video?
There should be. We promised you all an RC hangar video, and what happens is I sell 4 or 5 of my planes to make room so it's usable and presentable, and then I get 2 more out of the box. Like, I'm ready to do the video, and then I get 2 more out of the box to like do a video on, and now I've got like planes in the floor, and I'm embarrassed by it. So
he's got planes on the dining room table.
They're not there now. They're back down.
Oh, they aren't there now.
They're back down in this space. But they're on the floor down here because I'm out of shelf space. I ought to just pick the camera up and show you, but we'll save that for another video.
Sometimes that appears on like TikTok and Instagram Reels, the background of some stuff. So, Benjamin something. What are your thoughts on the potential for more RC vehicles to be made in the USA?
I read that when it was posted actually, and I really love the idea. Lately, we've been catching a little bit of flack for posting videos of the car made in China or something. That's all of them. They're all made in China. That's the problem. Every single one of them, it's made in China. Now, you might buy one that's, Yixin is made in China, sold in China, shipped right out of China. We do something Horizon Hobby, and people still get mad. Well, that's made in China. Well, be mad that it's made in China, but you're not helping. You're not suggesting an American-made product. You're just hating on us for featuring something that's made in China. The RC hobby, that's where it's at right now. But you better believe if there was someone that came forward and said, I'm going to manufacture and make this RC plane, car, truck, whatever.
But here's the thing. It would be so expensive. You guys wouldn't support it. You'd be like, well, this plane that's the same size and same everything is this much
cheaper. A fraction of the cost, and that would be the truth.
That is the truth.
It would cost 10 times or 5 times. Popeye's getting all worked up. It would cost 5 times what it costs now. And the person that's complaining about it, I guarantee they're not going to spend $1,000 on what could be a $280 foam plane. Yep. Would you pay $1,000 for a piece of foam airplane that should be $280? I highly doubt that.
Are you pregnant, Nate?
Sometimes I feel like it. I do like ice cream and pickles sometimes.
He has had the pregnancy cravings. He has had the weird pregnancy cravings.
I've been like that since I was 5. I feel
like it's gotten worse though.
I eat pickles and beef jerky and a bowl of ice cream, and I take a bite of the pickle. I get a bite of the ice cream.
No, you basically take your beef jerky and dip it.
I do not do that. I'm not that crazy, but I like the sweet and the salty and back and forth. A big glass of chocolate milk or something crazy like that.
JTRC, what moment in your RC history brings you the most joy when you think back about it?
Oh,
wow. That's a hard one because there's been a lot of moments. There's so many moments. That's why I like doing the highlight reels when we hit like a big number.
Those are hard to do.
Because I try to find some of our favorite moments, but even those I know I miss a bunch.
It's like, I don't know, there's some really big moments that stand out, like when the Zero Explorer and the Tundra smack into each other, and people thought like I was going to yell at you or something, and you know, we just...
No, you guys need to know something. Nate is the calm, cool, and collected one. I am the high-strung, anxiety-ridden, freak-out one.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why we work. Maybe that's the real reason.
And I like you had a Viper 70 landing that was silky smooth, and you got emotional. And
so when I crashed into a drone, and when I cried in both those videos. So basically when I cry on camera.
I don't know. I recently did a F-16 Thunderbirds high alpha Harrier. I'm really proud of that. I flew a 50% airplane. It wasn't mine. I'm proud of that. It was from takeoff to stunts on a maiden giant gas airplane. I did a few loops and rolls, landed it, and it was Allie. He said I did better than some of his landings, and that was my maiden flight. I've never flown anything nearly that big, and then I got to fly a $20,000 jet. Fly theirs, not mine, and that was amazing. But that's pretty recent. But I don't know, milestones are fun. You know, YouTube mixed with RC, and there's some personal milestones I've hit that have really, they mean a lot to me, but they mean nothing to you guys.
There's milestones of like when companies have contacted us and wanted to work with us. Yeah. Things like that mean a lot to us, and like, there's been, or like companies will share posts.
Sure.
I remember the first time Axial shared one of our posts, we were like, oh my gosh, that's so cool.
And to be honest with you, and this might sound a little bit negative, but there have been some YouTubers that have like really tried to bring us down before, and so we'll set a milestone of like, okay, we're gonna pass them now. That's our goal, to pass them, and we always do, and so that's really fun. We've had friends burn us pretty hard. I've learned like the hard way through this process. You know, I think that's one of the hardest parts about being a YouTuber is you never really know what a person's true intentions are when they're talking to us. It's taken me, with some people, it's taken me years to realize what their true intentions are.
We've had a lot of people ask like personal questions about our channel and our growth and this and that, and like, and we try to be real and give them good answers and just be honest and open and just have a real conversation with people. And then the next thing we know, they've started their own YouTube channel and they're basically carbon copies of our channel, and it was just like, man, why didn't you just tell us you wanted to start your own channel? Like, why were you not honest with me when I feel like we were so honest and open and stuff with you? Why didn't you tell us your intentions all along with having a relationship with us? It's just, sometimes it's hard.
And it's happened
and then we walk away from it just feeling like, man, we just really got used.
Used hard.
That wasn't a friendship. That wasn't just a fun conversation. We're just getting used.
And that's not everybody, but it's really thickened the hide over the years. But there's a lot of good that comes of this, and I think knowing that we have each other's backs through thick and thin really helps. You know, a lot of people go through this whole process without having someone that has their back or their best intentions in mind. And so if you can find that, whether it's RC related, YouTube related, or anything in the world, you should hold on to that, whether it's a friendship or a significant other.
Yeah, I feel really bad for people who do YouTube like on their own, completely. Like,
it's very hard.
I feel like that would be like the loneliest job in the world. Like coping with criticism and just filtering the actual constructive criticism and just the nasty, and then the positivity, and then the fandom that some people have toward you, just like mentally dealing with all of that.
It's hard.
By yourself, I couldn't imagine.
You remember Flying Ryan?
I feel bad for people that have YouTube channels on their own. I would not recommend it.
Flying Ryan used to do this on his own. He quit because it's hard.
Yeah, I miss him.
And we miss him a lot. He was a true friend. We would ask him some questions, and he would ask us questions, and we had each other's backs in strange moments of RC and the industry, what's going on behind the scenes.
And now when people reach out to us that have bigger channels and stuff, it just feels like they want to compete with us more, and we're just like,
why
are you reaching out to me? Like, you just want to compete? Like, this doesn't seem like it's an actual friendship, and like, it's just really awkward.
It's
anyway.
But I think what we're getting at is just the YouTube thing. There's a lot that happens behind the scenes in the YouTube world, and the challenges. There's a lot of challenges, and there's a lot that goes behind making videos. So whoever it is that you're watching, just know that it's not just the 10 to 20 minute video or whatever that you're watching. There's so much work that goes into prepping for that, editing that, getting it uploaded, and so that you guys can just sit back and enjoy a 10 to 20 minute moment of escape and positivity, hopefully, that you find on our channel. And having said all of that, we're very grateful for all of you. Popeye's just having a blast. He loves doing these videos.
He does.
We're so grateful for all of you guys that have decided to tag along with us. And this is a very untraditional video, but I think sometimes fun and very important too, so you guys know who you're actually dealing with behind the scenes from a guy that'll just sit there and say, hey, we're going to take a look at this Trojan today, and we're going to fly it, and we're just going to talk about the Trojan. Some people do know us from our vlog channel days and other things, a little bit more behind the scenes. But a lot of you guys that are watching now, I forget this all the time, a lot of people that watch, they don't really know who we are.
Right.
We got newcomers every day. And so this is kind of a good video for that. I've enjoyed this.
Yeah, so if you've stuck around this whole time, thank you guys so much for watching. You are the true RC Sailor subscriber, and you guys that have stuck through this entire video are the reason we keep posting and keep doing what we're doing, and you are who we're so thankful for.
Yes. I don't really know how to wrap this up. I do. New baby on the way. Very exciting and very awesome. I hope you guys gained something from the Q&A and got a little kick out of this. If you want to help our family out, and I'm not even asking you to, but it's just if you want to, we have that Amazon registry, which we think is probably the best way to go about this, so that the most amount of your dollar goes toward something that we will benefit from, and not just like a third party, taking your money away and the money that you're trying to give to us. It's linked in the description box below. It's a great registry, stuff we'll actually use, not just a waste. We know from a little bit of experience, but also about how many diapers we need and that sort of thing. So that's there, and just sheer gratitude, absolute gratitude. Thanks to you guys, thanks to God, thanks to patrons, everybody that tunes in and makes this possible. It still blows my mind. I don't say this that often, but it truly does blow my mind that we've made it this far. The size of our channel, the amount of people that want to tune in and have fun with us, and I am just me. When we turn the camera off, I might be quiet and play my Switch for a half hour and not say anything, but this is who we are. I don't so hopefully you guys know that and appreciate that, and know that we appreciate you. It's been fun. This has been an awesome 9.5 years of just turning the camera on and playing with RCs. This is a fun thing to do because it'll be different for everybody. YouTube does this automatic recommendation. We'll have YouTube's recommended.
What they think you want to see.
What they think you want to see. What video they think you'd be interested in. It'd be so cool to see everyone commented, okay, I'm going to go where YouTube is telling me, and then go there and say, YouTube sent me here off of your Q&A video. That'd be really fun to see where people went.
Sure.
I'll try to heart every single comment that I possibly can, and maybe reply to a few. We'll have that randomized video popping up right about now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you there. Where could it be?
Bye.